Welcome in Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. 49ers season opener, the first stadium tour of the season. This is a new stadium on the tour circuit. And look at that beautiful downtown skyline. As you know, the tradition for me is to go to the upper deck everywhere because I want to see where the real seats are. I want to see what the actual view is. And Pittsburgh, I mean, this is one of the great old American cities, the Steel City, right? You can see it reflected in the architecture of downtown. It is impressive. You walk through some of those buildings, the canyons there, the avenues and the streets of downtown Pittsburgh. And then you walk across the bridge, or you have multiple choices of bridges here. It's the Bridge City to the stadium, which was built in 2001, right next to PNC Park. They actually built this stadium, formerly known as Heinz Field, and PNC Park with the same public money, the same kind of fund. So they raised the money to build both of the stadiums, one for the Pirates next door, one here for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you can see, it's not raining right now. The 49ers have arrived about an hour ago. First 49ers have taken the field. I saw Jake Moody, the kicker, out there. He might still be behind me. And we'll proceed with our stadium tour. Got to flip the camera around. So I've got this new gimbal. It's definitely going to take some getting used to, but we can show you the stadium with a nice little pan. Look at that. My prediction today, as all of you should know by now, is 49ers 20, Steelers 17. They've got a rain overhang here on the upper deck, which might come in handy for some fans today. They say like 20% chance of rain in the afternoon as this progresses, so not a big one. I mean, it's not going to be like Chicago last year. Chicago week one last year, the field was a complete lake. I called it Lake Michigan at Chicago last year. Well, this year you might see some drizzle. It is overcast. You probably won't see any sun. That being said, there was a forecast for quite a bit of rain yesterday, and it was just a beautiful golden hour here. I climbed up Mount Washington, which is over there. If you could see the like the TV transmission tower on top of that hill. I didn't climb up it. I took the funicular railway, so they have a little incline that takes you up. It's a trolley that's really steep, think like a ski slope. Went up there and I saw sunset and everything, and the sun was peeking through the clouds. It was actually really, really nice yesterday. So they could be wrong with this forecast. I know originally this week there was some thunderstorms in the forecast here in Pittsburgh. And today, for today, there was 70% chance of rain, but now it's down to 20. So here I am in the Steel City, or the Bridge City, whatever you want to call it. 49ers arrived with their police escort not too long ago. I took the trolley to the stadium, and it's like a subway trolley that you could take. It's like Pittsburgh Regional Transit. I stayed downtown, which is right behind me, and easy, like 10-minute ride, full of fans, some Niner fans on it as well. Drops you off right at the stadium. If you take the stop prior, then you get dropped off at the Pirates ballpark, PNC Park, which, by the way, the Pirates Park and the Giants Park, obviously Oracle Park in San Francisco, from a baseball perspective, those are the only two stadiums in the in the MLB where you could hit a home run into the water. The water, by the way, is the Allegheny River, which you could see right behind me, right behind that soda sign. So it's a lot harder at PNC Park than it is in San Francisco, but left-handed hitters, if they pull the ball, can hit it into the river here in Pittsburgh. But today we're not playing baseball. Today we are playing football. It's going to be 49ers, Steelers right there on that field behind me. Beautiful field behind me. Now, it's in good shape. It's in decent shape, despite the fact that it's seen 2 games in 2 days. It's about to see its 3rd game in 3 days. On Friday night, they played a high school game on the natural grass behind me. Last night, Pitt, the college team, played Cincinnati, the college team. So it wasn't Steelers-Bengals. They'll play here a little bit later this year. It was the Pitt Panthers against the Cincinnati Bearcats. And Pitt, they were favored, but they lost. And I'm walking around the stands here, and they did a decent job cleaning up, but there's still French fries sitting in assorted sections of the stand. So cleanup crew had a quick job to turn around this stadium, get it ready for Steelers football as opposed to Pitt football last night. After Pitt lost, they had a lot of fans around the city yesterday hitting the bars. They didn't seem all that depressed. They were decently happy. It was a season opener. I don't think they care as much about Pitt football as they do about their Steelers here. So it was the warm-up to today. And the warm-up to today means that we still got some French fries in the stands here. And those of you who've been to Pittsburgh and those of you who've been following some of my food commentary know that French fries are a huge part of the local cuisine. They stuff fries onto everything here. Maybe we'll find some fries as I walk around on the stadium tour. But sandwiches, French fries stuffed onto them. There's a place here in Pittsburgh that has a famous salad with French fries stuffed onto it. Maybe I hit that up tomorrow before I fly out to San Francisco at 7 o'clock. This particular area doesn't have any French fries sitting there. And I don't I know I feature food. I don't think that... There's some remnants of French fries down on the ground. So I feature food, but I don't know if people are particularly interested in seeing French fries on the ground. But this is from last night. You could see them right there. That's from the Pitt game last night. Still some fries on the ground here in Pittsburgh. Acrisure Stadium. Trying to figure out this gimbal. There we go. Look at that. See, everybody was complaining about shakiness. Well, now we don't have shakiness anymore for these stadium tours. Downtown Pittsburgh on the right, that hill is Mount Washington. Mount Washington is where you could take the funicular railway all the way to the top and you get a beautiful view of the city. I mean, really, it is and I posted a video, you could check it out on the channel yesterday. It is a fantastic sightline kind of city. You have great sightlines everywhere you go because you have the hills, right? As natives of San Francisco know, elevation change is great for scenery, and Pittsburgh has a little bit of elevation change in these rolling hills. The Appalachian Mountains, right? Maybe I'm wrong about the hills, but that's called the Allegheny River. Pittsburgh is at the convergence of three rivers, which is why the old stadium, which used to be a multi-purpose stadium, hosted both baseball, the Pirates, and football, the Steelers, was called Three River Stadium. It was right around here. And the baseball stadium now is just to the other side of that grandstand right there. That's PNC Park. I would walk over there, but as you can tell, the upper deck is separate from, that upper deck is separate from me. So I would have to go down to the bottom, and I don't want to do that right now. So anyway, I'm sitting down in seats here in the stadium. First order of business, I was busy. I went up to Mount Washington, the hill that I just showed you last night. I sat down at the bar. I brought my laptop, and I wrote a Nick Bosa contract analysis. It's up on The Athletic right now. We can toss the link in the description. On brand for the 49ers to push the offseason all the way until the very, very last night before the season opener. But I really wanted to get my off-season work done. I wanted to close the book on the off-season and move forward into the regular season. And what you need to know is that the 49ers awarded Nick Bosa the biggest non-quarterback contract in NFL history. And at the same time, they also opened up $42 million in salary cap space. Within the course of a few days, the 49ers awarded Bosa this massive deal, and they proved all the people who said, oh, it's impossible to do this and stay salary cap sustainable. At the same time that they gave him the deal, they opened up the most salary cap space in the NFL. So the 49ers are locked, loaded, and ready to go for this 2023 season. From an on-field standpoint, this is the healthiest that we've seen the 49ers under Shanahan. I can't think of a time that they've been healthier. And this is the most financially armed that the 49ers have been since they've gotten good. I explain in the article, which is up on The Athletic right now, how the 49ers did this. It seems like a paradox, right? Opening up a ton of cap space while also paying Nick Bosa. The way that they were able to do it, if you want the short and sweet summary, but you're going to have to read the piece, and we're going to delve into it this week after the game, so stay tuned for that. We're going to get deep into the weeds of this because it's fascinating stuff. But it's the 49ers' willingness to spend money right now that was able to get them to the point where they could stretch out the cap hits and open up cap space. Because it was not just Nick Bosa that saved them money this year, because the cap hits stretch out if you're willing to pay a massive signing bonus, a $50 million signing bonus, which was 40% larger than anybody else. The next highest signing bonus at the edge rusher position is going to be playing on this field. He wears black and yellow. It's TJ Watt. So TJ Watt had a $35.6 million signing bonus. Nick Bosa 40% higher at $50 million. Anyway, the 49ers were able to spread cap hits out through this aggressive bonus strategy. There was a triple bonus in Nick Bosa's deal, and I talk about it all in the piece. So go and check it out in the comment section. It's much more affordable than the actual contract for Nick Bosa. It's only $1 a month right now for The Athletic. That plus the restructures for Trent Williams, for Eric Armstead, and George Kittle mean that the 49ers are betting that they're going to get at least 2 more productive seasons out of those guys. George Kittle, Trent Williams, Eric Armstead. It's a big, big bet. They don't want to end up like the Rams, who had to trade away so many valuable contracts, and they incurred dead cap hits. That's what put the Rams into cap hell, and they had to start cutting players. The 49ers do not want to reach cap hell like the Rams. The way not to reach it starts on this field today. Okay? Eric Armstead, George Kittle, Trent Williams, those guys have to give the 49ers at least 2 more productive years, preferably 3, and that journey starts today. So what a perfect segue we have from a busy offseason where the 49ers just opened up win now, Super Bowl or bust cap space, $42 million, a bet on their veterans. What a transition from that, Bosa, all this related news of the 49ers having the most cap space in the NFL. What a transition from that to this, right? This is where the magic is going to happen. 49ers, Steelers here in Pittsburgh. And this is a sweet little tool. I could pan, check out the whole field. I should just sit here during the game. Sit here during the game, you're going to have a better telecast. That would be illegal, by the way. Fox or whoever's carrying the game today owns the rights, but this is fun. Anyway, if you have any questions, I'll answer them until fans get in here in a few minutes and they're going to start playing music. So it doesn't make any sense for me to do live beyond that. Yes, George Kittle's playing. There was never a doubt that George Kittle was going to play today. And I would think that Charvarius Ward would play too. Moody is not a game time decision. He is kicking. It is a college stadium, but it's also a pro stadium. The Steelers play here, but so does Pitt. Pitt played here last night. So the Pittsburgh Panthers, the college team, they lost to another college team, the Cincinnati Bearcats, last night. See, this is the problem with the gimbal. I'm not really adept at using it yet, so I cut off my own head. There we go. That's nice.
Stadium will open in 5 minutes.
Oh, here they're opening in 5 minutes. We got 5 more minutes. Oh, Minka Fitzpatrick is on the other end. Minka didn't get flattened by Kittle last time, though. That was Kyle Juszczyk. But Kyle Juszczyk is here as well. The rain might be coming, but they're saying only 20%. It's not this extremely high chance of rain. It's overcast, and the forecast has definitely improved over the course of the week. This is Brock Purdy's return, right? 49ers' last game, most recent game before this one, was actually in the same state. It was in Pennsylvania, right? It was on the eastern half of Pennsylvania, though. It was in Philadelphia. This time, we are in Pittsburgh. Man, sometimes I struggle, though, with this thing. This is going to be a work in progress. There we go. It's going to be a work in progress all year. They call it a gimbal. got a prediction down there, 49ers 31, Pittsburgh 17. You know, it might be low scoring. These are two excellent defensive lines. And the Steelers, I think they might have the deepest group of edge rushers in all of football. So look out for that. TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. I mean, Alex Highsmith had 14 and a half sacks last year. It is good football weather, though. Somebody just said that in the comment section. I will. Okay, I figured it out now. I have to hold the gimbal stick vertically. Otherwise, this thing goes crazy. Otherwise, this thing. Marcus Golden, Nick Herbig, you're right. Sorry, I was distracted by my gimbal as I was talking about the Steelers edge rushers. They are very deep there. Obviously, they've got big Cam Hayward in the middle. Cam Hayward is a really, really disruptive football player. One of the best defensive tackles in the game. He's already 34. Cam Hayward's been doing it for a while, though. So you cannot take the Steelers defense lightly. And then there's Minkah Fitzpatrick on the back end. And then obviously Patrick Peterson, 33 years old, Patrick Peterson. But he said he was going to intercept Brock Purdy today. So we'll see if that comes true. Brock Purdy just smiled and said, we will see. Travis predicts 17-13 49ers. Franho says that he wants a good instant reaction later. Or maybe if I'm good with this gimbal, I could do the instant reaction with the gimbal. Maybe I need to practice right now because the instant reaction. There. The key is to hold the gimbal vertically. That's what I've learned today. If you hold the gimbal vertically, everything is good. So we're practicing now for the post-game instant reaction. It's going to be much more high pressure at the time when we walk back and forth down the hallway here at the stadium. Now, turn around. Okay. Feel like a novice again at this. It's counterintuitive, yet it's intuitive. It's a lot of gravity, but it's electronic gravity, I guess I would say, with this sucker. See, now I'm off the rails again. 49ers will neutralize the pass rush with quick passes, and I think the Steelers are going to try to do the same thing too. The thing is, the Steelers weren't very good at that last year. They were last in yards after the catch. 49ers were first in yards after the catch. So the 49ers are better in the quick passing game than a team like Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh is trying to fix that this season. The Steelers are... Ooh, boy. That got shaky. Sorry about that. The Steelers are a football team that really tried to emphasize yards after the catch, timing. They blamed a lot of it on their quarterback, Kenny Pickett, but he's a second-year QB now. They think that the timing will be better. People here don't seem to like their offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, all too much. But, you know, when an offense struggles, when it's not explosive, and Pittsburgh's wasn't last year, the offensive coordinator is typically going to get most of the flack. Yeah, sorry that you're dizzy, but it's better than the shakiness of the past. And as I just said, I'm practicing for the instant reaction after the game. Because I do the iPhone has its own stabilizer when it's pre-recorded and post it, but when I go live, and it's not.
Acrisure Stadium is now open.
Oh, it's open. Is that ever going to turn off? That's it. All right. What a finish. I can't finish on a better note. Everybody take care.